What up, ladies and gentlemen? We are joined here with another awesome guest for another awesome interview. I've been really excited about this one ever since I discovered this incredible band. I don't know, years ago, whatever. I make it sound like I'm old. I am just so excited, all thanks to Jamie, to be joined by the one and only Mr. Daniel Bateman on this, like we said, a lovely day. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. So excited to be here.
And I'm glad that you accepted the request. It really is a dream come true. Jamie is awesome. And, like we said, honestly, I think today I saw one of the best sunsets I've seen in a while. So, it's been a great day in total. To
Wow, that's great.
yeah, to begin, right? You have your new album out, which is an incredible, almost stripped back frog perfection. And one of the questions I love to ask is with food. So, what baked good would you compare this incredible new album to?
That's a really good question. Baked goods. Baking is like a mysterious art to me. It's like cooking something. You see what's happening when you're baking. It's like it's magic. So this album and all albums, I think, are like a pie. You put that in there and it just comes out. It's like a whole new universe. Something happens and then you're delighted.
I think that's actually perfect. I am more of a cobbler guy myself, but I mean, I totally see that comparison. Man, pie is great. And pie is so frog, so on brand.
I like apple pie, brown sugar. My dad makes that. He's good at it. Oh my God. And you know, apple pie is pretty good. I'm pro. Apple pie is in for 2025.
I think you're
You
already
heard it here
calling it.
first.
Yep. I think it's apple pie is making a comeback, a resurgence. I think
Oh
it
yeah.
kind of disappeared to the shadows to build up its strength, and it's ready to knock out. I think peach cobbler's in the number one pick for me right now. And who knows? I mean,
You're a
apple pie's been
cobbler,
working out.
bro? Whoa.
Man,
Cobblers?
I tell you, cobblers are like a freak, like a nature freak, but there's something different about it. I love the weird. I love the weird.
I dig it.
Amen. So I remember reading an article back, I think it was 2023, 2022, about how, it's for fraud or for grog, and that, you were coming up with this new album. It was going to be variations of a song. I love to see that it came to fruition. Now the question is, are there more variations of this song in the vault?
Bro. Yes. You don't even know. Y'all, you don't even know.
I know. I mean,
It's too good. It's too good.
are you gonna
I
come up
got
with
too
like a
good
double
at it.
punch?
Like I swear to God, no one should have let me do this for this long. It's scary. It's scary.
I mean, you were left unchecked for way too long. I think we all knew this was,
I
the peak
think
was gonna
you're
happen.
yes. Yes.
But you got to watch out now, because people have the eyes on this album. People are loving this album, so you need to, who knows? People are out for you. I would hire a bodyguard. That's just me though.
Hire a bodyguard?
Man, it's the Toads. I tell you, the Toads are some scary animals, dude, and they're building a resurgence. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings with those weird, nasty goblins.
Interesting. I'm reading the Frog and Toad book to my children, and Frog is the tall one. He's like more confident. You know what I mean? He's like the hot friend, and Toad is like, he's always loves bed. He only likes to be in bed most of the time, but he's like dragged out by Frog, and then he has a good time after that. It's like Bert and Ernie, or the Odd Couple. Really, it's always the same. But it's pretty good. I like the drawing.
I
I love
love
Frog
that
and Toad.
series.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think it kind of, in a way, captures Frog. Frog's essence kind of perfectly, you know? Like it's homey. And another show or just thing that I think has incredible animations and is homey is great pipeline, the Peanuts. And I think I definitely heard some Peanuts influences on this album. Is that intentional or is that just, you know, just happened?
Vince Guaraldi,
You
the
would be
Peanuts.
surprised.
Are you crazy? He's insane. He's so good.
I know.
I love that music. He's amazing. His fucking mustache. Do you see that picture?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's the peak of male existence or any existence, I think, you know?
I
I mean,
love Vince Guaraldi. I love that record. I love all of his music.
so I think there probably is some seeped in. And I'm glad. I love Vince. I love the Peanuts, all that stuff is really just incredible. Now, a little bit of a throwback, right? Uncles, your old band. Uh, do you
Okay.
think this record has some more Uncles influence with that stripped back nature? And I think I hear some country twang, seeping back in. Again, is that on purpose or just kind of like the frog magic?
It's music is an evolution. So you change, but you're always doing the things that you do. So it's I don't feel like I'm doing anything like I used to do, but I love country music. And I think it's just a color, right? You use blue sometimes. It doesn't mean that you're like a blue guy. I like all the colors, okay?
We're not colorist on this channel. And then that's actually a great question. What color do you think this album is? I've been thinking like maybe some, funny enough, kind of like dark green vibes I've been getting.
I didn't get that. I love that you said that. I feel like it's the color of AMS, the color of the building I'm standing in front of in the on the cover.
So that's kind of like a reddish, brownish.
Yeah,
That's pretty perfect right there. And it's very Georgia too.
it's so funny. Yeah, you're from Atlanta, right?
Yup.
So that's a good music scene down there. I love like the rap music from Atlanta.
I love the rap, but honestly, like right now, what's really been like exploding is the emo, screamo, hardcore, just like there's a bunch of pissed off high schoolers right now. I mean, me included. And it's just beautiful to see this whole entire crazy scene coming up out of the ashes of like these old malls that, couldn't sustain themselves and broke down. And then teenagers coming in and adding the art back into it, you know? It's pretty beautiful.
It sounds gorgeous. I'm
You should
taking
come
it back.
down.
I want to visit. I want to see this scene.
You know what? I will be your personal tour guide, okay? Free of charge. Usually I charge like 250 an hour, but you got my services
Ooh,
for free.
okay.
Yeah, it's a high
So
price
you're a
tag.
hustler.
And Atlanta, right? I mean, you know what question is probably going to come next. Are we going to see you in Atlanta anytime soon for like a show or just in the South? Because I would love that. I've been seeing you guys do these, kind of short runs. And I think there's definitely a scene, definitely an audience down here.
I'd love to make it to Atlanta. I have never been. I've always wanted to go.
I think you'd love it.
A lot of great music. A lot of great music. I love Outkast. I love um the Dungeon Family. Fucking I love Goody Mob, right? They're from Atlanta.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
They are so good. I love so much Atlanta music.
I mean, Atlanta music's up there. And for me, it's just like people don't know how much Atlanta is in their soul, you know? Like you turn on the radio and you maybe 3 out of 10 times, 4 out of 10 times you're gonna hear something in Atlanta, which is a lot, you know? I think Atlanta's had this big cultural impact everywhere. And it's kind of beautiful to see people recognize that. So I mean, this is more reason for you to come down to Atlanta, you know? All the more reason.
I would love to go. We're trying to make it happen. I don't know any specifics or you know, yeah, I have kids and stuff. It's not easy to get out.
Of course. I totally get that. And back on the country stuff, I think this would be super interesting to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think of like the current country music scene? Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Pro con?
You know, I haven't really been keeping that much track of it. I love Brad Paisley.
He's
That
so
music I
cool.
find hilarious and amazing. I love him. He's good. And I love Chris Stapleton. I love Morgan Wallen. I liked one song and then like I haven't really kept up with it. But sometimes there's some songs I hear like if I'm at a bar, the right kind of bar that seem to be happening right now where it's like you're in the trap house, you're at the hoedown, you're at the combination trap house and hoedown. And that seems to be like a lot of people seem like to really like that move. And I'm getting into it. I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to find where my heart will land on this new crowd.
I mean, your heart's always right, you know, gotta trust the heart. If you like those artists, I think I got a big one that you're gonna love. Luke Bryan, he's the dude from America's Got Talent. His songs are so dad country, it's not even funny. Like you read these lyrics and you think this guy is a lyrical genius. I mean, listen to this chorus, right? It's like one margarita, two margarita, three margarita stomp. I mean, this is like I don't know how this hasn't hit the charts, Billboard, Pitchfork #1. Like I don't know, I love this dude. Like I think you would really like him too. And he's got some actually genuinely good songs too.
All right. Listen, I'm down. If I'll
Okay.
go anywhere. Anywhere. I love all music. I love all of it. All I do is listen to music.
What's the your favorite new artist you've discovered then? I'm gonna put this to the test.
New artists, like what do you mean by new?
I mean, it's up to your interpretation. I would say new as like just someone you didn't know of until recently.
Um, there's this Argentinian rock guy named Charlie Garcia, and he's got some fire songs. And I was like really into that. And I never heard of him before because I don't know, like some like there's like some regional like gods that like I don't know, like just never came all the way up to me. So like there's always amazing things to find. You can unearth the most beautiful thing every day.
Amen.
And you have to enjoy it because it doesn't come about every day.
Exactly. And I think my favorite new musical venture has been Saharan Desert Rock. Like those dudes are on fire. And I don't know how they don't die of like dehydration because they're going insane with these guitars and they have these awesome robes on. And it's like it's getting the culture, it's getting their incredible guitars. And like I love how the United States is like, we're appreciating it to the max. Like bands like I can't even say it, Madhu Mukhtar, um, doing like back-to-back US tours. Like I love it. And we're selling out, you know? That kind of music is like mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, me too. I'm not that familiar with what you're talking about, or at all familiar, to be quite. But down to send me a link, bro.
You know what? I will. You have some homework to do, I'm afraid. And now a little bit of a question on a song, right? Someone from one of the forums or whatever asked me to ask you this. It's one of your hit songs, Maybelline, and they wanted to know the story behind the lyrics. And I thought that'd be a fantastic question to ask you.
Thank you. Um, yeah, Maybelline. I was reading this novel 2666 by Roberto Bolaño. It's a fantastic book.
I'm gonna write it down.
It's about like a serial killer in Mexico. And it's told through different accounts surrounding the serial killer. And there's like this middle section where it describes all of the murders and the cop investigating them who's not paying attention to them at all and is just like obsessed with this woman who doesn't like him. And like he just like is like he like wants to be wants to make her happy and she's just not happy and he doesn't know how to deal with it. And then it's just like descriptions of murders. So it's like this is his job and he's not paying attention to it because of the relationship. And I found that very moving. I thought there was a lot in that idea. And so, the song came to me in a dream. I dreamt that Bruce Springsteen was screaming Maybelline, the song. Maybelline, I saw you clean. And I wanted him to cover it, but I figured it was too expensive. So I just did it myself.
All good things come from a dream. I think this is like a testament to that. And but we got to get Springsteen to do that. Like, I think that would be great, especially with that like old guy Jersey like rasp. Be perfect.
Springsteen is the goat, man.
I think
Jersey
Springsteen and
goat.
Neil Young, Springsteen, Neil Young are like so up there. It's not even funny.
It's so funny. Like no one would lump them together except for like a 20th century person would never lump those people together. But like, I mean, obviously it makes sense from like a art perspective. So it's like funny to hear you say that, but I think you're totally right, and that's totally right.
I appreciate it. It's kind of like it's the uniqueness to me. I mean, in this day and age, I think the thing separating artists is, of course, lyricism and whatever, but also just like how unique their voices are, and because that carries so much, especially with your voice, and then I mean Michael Girard Swans, like there's so much depth in that conveys so much additional like to the lyrics, like it adds a whole other layer. It's like a what did like moms like suburban moms always make the like 13 layer dip or whatever with like every single thing deem in
Oh, I
kind.
love
Yeah,
that.
it's
Oh
like with a
my
14th layer.
God. I'll like go back to that. I'll try every single one, and then I'll try to get like most of like the ones that are good. Because like the 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 difference in quality is very high, right? Some of them will be incredible, but like it's really about like finding every flavor. I think it's the Pokemon of dishes, and I think it's wonderful.
I completely agree. We need to make like a roided up version of that with only the good stuff and maybe some extra stuff. Like I'm thinking multi-country, multi-cuisine, like 50 layer dip, where we get stuff from like Asia and like I'm just thinking like out of the box here. We
Oh
get
yeah,
like
no, 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 no. 52 layer dip, every state represented.
perfect. No, all in North America. What if we just get the world? Like I don't know how
Apple
many countries.
pie, 52 layer dip. We're bringing the country back together right here. It's a renaissance.
This is what
It's a
reunites America.
renaissance. It's a New Rochelle renaissance. It's also an Atlanta renaissance.
Exactly. Well, we'll provide the app. We'll provide peaches. Apples, peaches go hand in hand. I love that so much. What other cuisines are you like deep into? Like right now, I've been going on that Chinese food phase. Like anything Chinese and noodles, like I salivate over and I dream over, you know?
I love like it's so incredible like to learn about like all the different regions in China. They all have their own like
Exactly.
they have their own cuisine. It's very separate, and it's so sophisticated. Like I mean, Chinese food is like it's just like it's legendary. It's just so good. I
Yeah,
love it.
I
I love
completely agree.
Flushing. I go to Flushing all the time. I love dim sum in Chinatown. There's so many great restaurants in New York that
Have you
serve
had
China.
like the Szechuan Chinese food? That stuff's on
Oh yeah,
fire,
so
dude.
good.
It's incredible. I China's got it on lock. And like honestly, a surprise for me was like Ethiopian food. Like, why do more people not know about Ethiopian food? Like, they should be taking over America. It's so good.
It is amazing. I mean, yeah, the one time I really like went. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe I probably went like 3 times to an Ethiopian restaurant in San Francisco. This was the time I went. We, my friend Dolan, tried to bring me and Kelly to an Ethiopian restaurant. He thought he knew where it was. We spent 2 hours looking for it, following him around San Francisco, and then we went somewhere else, and then we found out where it was and went there the next night. And so I was more mad about that than anything else. So I don't remember the food as much, but I remember it being good. Like you take your bread and you like use it to be your plate too, and it's like yeah.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
innovative.
I love the that aspect of it. I thought that was really cool.
Exactly. And like the flavors, you know? I mean, it's zero waste. Think about it. We're saving the planet with Ethiopian food. This is the wave of the future.
Because really it's about chip and dip. You're just like creating the chip. And then you're just going into dip country and seeing what's happening. I mean, it's a great concept.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. We're nearing the end of the interview, sadly, because
We didn't really discuss music at all.
dude, music overrated. You know, like who cares about music? We got food down, and that's all that matters. But I wanted to hit like a question I love to ask, which is like, you know, a perfect farewell question, and it has to do with music. So we're tying it back. When was that moment or moments where you knew that this is what you wanted to do with your life?
It's a good question. Music like always interested me a lot. Like it really took me. I was all in. But like the first time I went into a recording studio with my band when I was in high school when I was like 15 and I like made a record in one day or like a little like EP, I was like really interested in that. I was like, this is what I want to be doing. That really hooked me. I don't something about that process of like creating music in that way, I found very satisfying. And I was really like it just took me over. And honestly, that never stopped. I haven't changed that much since high school, to be honest. That's not true. Of course I have, but certain things have not changed. Certain things.
I think that's great. I hope I don't change. I don't want to become like a grouchy old dude. I want to become the guy with like the beard and the cool cane who like tells the cool stories to the kids of like the next generation. Like that's the vision right there. I think we're on the way to making it, you know?
All
Well,
right. I love it.
thank you so much for joining me this evening. It has been a pleasure having you on the show. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I definitely enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to whatever else you have to do. I'm hoping you'll come down to Atlanta. When you do, I'm gonna take you to one of these crazy shows. I'll take you down the whole entire scene, and we'll get what is it, 15, 12, whatever the layer amount of layers is. We'll get some dip, okay?
52 layer dip? Hell
52 layer.
yes.
I'll get like one of those fancy chefs to make it. It'll be perfect.
All right, man. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And check your Instagram, okay? Because I'll be there.
Okay,
Awesome. Have
I
a good
will.
night.
Thank you.